See, if you are not winning some of the codes as at this time, then honestly speaking, I can several times say if you've not been winning the bet codes thing you ask on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, then you are just doing yourself, because people are making good money on a daily basis, because like I said, the guys are there. The team that sits down to put up the codes, some of the top brains in terms of picking up codes, and we deliberate on it, and that's how people win. And the two codes have boom on Fiifi-Manfred. People have come in here, they've won some good codes. I say 10 odds and I think 5 odds on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. That's the best thing for you, the best place of football tactical analysis, and for you to make some good money. And it's the Champions League review, big one. Barca have gotten the job done. Hi Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So once subscribe to the channel, now make sure subscribe to the channel. Make sure subscribe to the channel, turn on notification. Notification turn on. I choose all mommy. We have a big studio that we are setting up. It's the Fiifi-Manfred Studios, a 4-post podcast. Oko YouTuber, you can look out for the 4-post podcast. I want a pure podcast where other people come. We have a lot of invitees that are going to come on, and you'll be doing some of your favorite sports analysts will be there. Also, of course, I'm on the 4-post podcast. 4-post podcast now. So we also do have a channel that we call the FMS Trends. FMS Trends. Now, FMS Trends, a channel I want to use social links and some politics, entertainment, the things that come out. There's a team that talk about it. There's a team that talk about entertainment stuff, all of these things. Normally, some come on all the FMS Trends. So when you go on, especially for the FMS Trends, Mr. Especially I know you invest in us with the bet, go on to Facebook and YouTube and look for FMS Trends. FMS Trends. Subscribe to that channel for me, please, very, very much. But subscribe and then get all the latest trendy conversation or FMS Trends. Of course, we invested here. Then congratulations to you for the big win that you've been able to. And of course, if you are an investor, let me say a big thank you to the two people who have made this show a possibility. First off, Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. Makane several times say car spare parts party. In this country, the best place is Yesumo Spare Parts. Nobody does it better than Yesumo Spare Parts Dealership Shop. Come. They will take care of you. Yesumo make sure that you are very well sorted. Of course, in Italian and then it's what we call MOB clothing. MOB clothing gives you the best of apparel. Any clothes that you want to wear, MOB clothing will take very, very good care of you. Just call MOB clothing on 0200-668-708. 0200-668-708. MOB clothing will be right there to take very, very good care of you. Of course, Yesumo number is 059-313-8221. 059-313-8221. Call Yesumo right now. Let him take good care of you. Of course, and it was a big Champions League conversation that started as early as 4:30 p.m. today. It started at the Stadio de Luis Companys, that is Football Club Barcelona home at the Montjuic. Or maybe not their home, but their makeshift home. Barca for an air chain say, "Bibi come on, mom." Then they'll begin to come back and play their football or the Stadio de Spotify Camp now. But this time it's at the Montjuic, and it's a quality stuff that's going on there at Football Club the Barcelona. They won against team friend Olympiacos. That was never going to be a problem. It was never, ever going to be a problem for Team Friend Football Club Barcelona. But it is the manner in which they got a job done. It was always going to be a preparation for the El Gran Clasico that's going to come on this weekend. And then, of course, after dropping of points against Team Friend Paris Saint-Germain in the last round of Champions League game, this was always going to be an important one for Team Friend Football Club Barcelona. And then they stood up, especially in the first half, opening numbers of the game, and I bring here your friend Fermine Lopez as first goal. Immediately you boom Fermine Lopez. Or you're Chelsea here, you will get to see why Enzo Maresca wanted him. It was the pure finishing ability. He'll do boxing. He is calm, cool, and collected, and then slots the ball into the back of the net. That is exactly what Abantia, your friend Fermine Lopez, Edemar Elhorn, that's exactly what he did for Football Club Barcelona. It started with Abantia, your friend Lamine Yamal. That started almost everything and set up Abantia, your friend Fermine Lopez to go in and then go and get a job that Elhorn. Of course, once Barca got an early goal it obviously meant that it was going to be difficult for your friend Olympiacos to come in and to come and stop them. A lot of goals, a lot of assists from Abrantia. Your friend Drew Abrantia, your friend Marcus Rashford was also on the score sheet with a lot of quality over there for Abrantia friend Marcus Rashford. Solid stuff for Marcus Rashford, the kind of football that he played, and of course the quality that he brought into the game. Another game where in the middle of the park, Abrantia friend Pedri Gonzalez was really instrumental for Football Club Barcelona. I loved every bit of it. Of course, my only issue was about Barca keeping the momentum and the intensity of the game. That is something I felt like at certain points in the game, that was something that Barca did not get. Of course, in the first half, Fermine Lopez getting an important goal in the lead up to a big game against Real Madrid was huge for Abrantia. Your friend Football Club Barcelona. It was important where Fermine Lopez could control the game. Barca players now at the end of the day were supporting Abrantia friend Marcus Rashford. It was very important for him. Very important. Barca players now will be able to support Abrantia friend Marcus Rashford, and of course it was very important for Abrantia your friend Marcus Rashford in that regard. Of course, at halftime, all it takes for Barca is composure and build-up. And I think that's something that Barca are differently for the different games. The calmness, the confidence, and of course, that also comes off the back of the intensity, the press, the counter press, and all of those things are important. And in this game, you could tell that Barca were very composed, very much composed actually, calm on the ball, dictated the pace of the game, and then essentially went into the game with a right mentality that you need to stay in the game as long as possible, especially in the second half. And that's something that Abrantia friend Fermine Lopez did mention. Said, he was more patient, he was calm, and then they stayed in the game as long as possible, decisive in their decisions. Chances will automatically appear. As we saw towards the end of the first half, Barca will suffer when they play long balls and are focused on duel in of second balls. It's something that Barca don't do too well with our Haaland. Of course, that is something that Barca were able to do. The calmness. One of the best goals I've seen all season was from my branch friend Marcus Rashford. For you to get a long ball like that, control it half-turn and then slot it into the back of the net, it tells the quality of our branch here friend Marcus Rashford. Barcelona were able to win the game by 6-1. What it does for Barca is that it gives Barca a lot of confidence. It gives them, the confidence to go into the games that they are going in. Of course, Lamine Yamal also dazzled on the night. But for me, I think that the man of the match was our branch here friend Marcus Rashford. And I like what Hansi Flicker said about him. Said, he is happy with what he's saying. I think everybody knew and everybody accepted that once Marcus Rashford was coming to Football Club Barcelona, it was a recipe for something good that was going to happen. And Rashford has not let the opportunity slip him by. He has taken it by the scruff of its neck, and he has delivered in all of its entirety. But then what a player that Abrantia friend Pedri Gonzalez. I've said it last time. For me, in terms of central midfielders in the world today, Pedri Gonzalez is head and shoulders above everybody. The first phase control, the ball progression phase, the final third, everything that you need for Pedri Gonzalez, he gives you everything and more over there. Marcus Rashford, if things go right, I am very, very certain Barcelona are going to buy him permanently over the Marcus Rashford has the highest average rating of his career this season in 7.6 according to Footmob Forum. Marcus is really delivering all the football metrics that you judge him with. He's playing some good football. He's showing up, getting goals over there for team and friend of Barcelona, and that's exactly what Barca wanted on the night. Of course, although I'm the man of the match in the command branch here, Fermine Lopez. For me, I think a branch here near friend of Marcus Rashford, he was instrumental in everything that a Football Club Barcelona did on the night. And that's what Hansi Flick says. The distinctive thing about the La Masia is that all the players are naturally connected to each other. You see the family spirits among them, and this is very beautiful. We also have players born in 2007 who have been playing together since they were young. Of course, Barcelona today, they had 7 La Masia boys in the midst of our big conversation on our Champions League. And of course, it didn't just only happen at Team Your Friend Football Club Barcelona. But then what a night it was for our bench friend Erling Haaland. Manchester City went away from home to play against Villarreal. I mean, at the Ceramikas, and total control for team friend Manchester City. Our bench here, your friend Erling Haaland buzzed it up, controlled the game, dictated the pace of the game, and then made it happen. Oh, man. If you look at the numbers of our bench friend Erling Haaland, as early as the 17th minute, he had given Football Club Manchester City the lead, and of course later on Bernardo Silva made it 2-0 for team my friend Manchester City. And what a night it was for our bench friend Erling Haaland. What it means is that we equal Cristiano Ronaldo's record of 12-goal winning streak consecutively. Pep Guardiola and Manti, they didn't seem to have started the season good, but all of a sudden they are delivering. All of a sudden they are getting goals, assists consistently, and then they're climbing back to the top. In the English Premier League, Manchester City are almost at the top, and then of course in the Champions League, Erling Haaland and in the Man City are unbeaten, and in a big one at the Ceramikas, Erling Haaland had a goal. Oh man, if you look at the goals that he scored, he has scored against Brighton, Finland, Moldova, Man United, Napoli, Arsenal, Burnley, Monaco, Brentford, Israel, Everton, and then Villarreal. All of these teams are there. Our brand here friend Erling Haaland has gotten the goals against them. There was also one other big game apart from some Man City crunch encounter near Corso the Ceramikas. No, it was the return of our brand here friend Ousmane Dembele after winning the Ballon d'Or. I mean, Ousmane Dembele obviously crowned the Ballon d'Or winner in the last few weeks ago. Obviously was the best player in the year for last year, and he had not played a single minute about Champions League game since the Ballon d'Or finished over there. Of course, everybody was looking out for what Ousmane Dembele was going to do. Was Ousmane Dembele going to come back and get the goals, especially against a Bayer Leverkusen side that is being coached by Kasper Jormon? Of course, and it was a time where Kasper Jormon and Mantiano almost from power, and on a Tuesday where everybody was talking about Paris Saint-Germain, whether they were going to go away from home and then get a job, that they did it. They did exactly that. Ousmane Dembele went in there, and then for his first minutes after winning the Ballon d'Or, he was right in there in the conversation of the Ballon d'Or. I mean, Desiree Doué, William Pachu opened the scoreline in the 7th minute, obviously for them. And of course, by the 38th minute, it was an equalizer from Leverkusen. Desiree Doué in the 41st minute, Desiree Doué in the 45th minute, +3. Vicha Kvaratskhelia, Nuno Mendes, Ousmane Dembele came back with a big goal power. Of course, if you really want to be counted in the Champions League, it's not just what you did the season prior, it's about consistency. And that is what our friend Ousmane Dembele is looking to bring forward our football club, our friend Paris Saint-Germain. They did the job away from home, and congratulations to Paris Saint-Germain for it. I mean, today it means that one of the teams that are still unbeaten in the Champions League late phase is team my friend Paris Saint-Germain. Total driving, total control, total style of play. I mean, total control in every phase of play. Everywhere that they go, Paris Saint-Germain are a difficult team to beat. And just when they got everybody back, there's a Paris Saint-Germain team that they didn't have Desiree Doué in recent times. It didn't have Vicha Kvaratskhelia in recent times. It didn't have Ousmane Dembele in recent times. But all of a sudden, Dembele, Vitinha, Doué, Kvaratskhelia, all of the boys now have come back, and in Paris Saint-Germain, yeah, is simple. But then one big shocker, maybe, Charlie, this is why Antonio Conte doesn't get the acclaim that he has to get when he goes away from Italy, because Antonio Conte can win the league at home, he can win the league, but then when he goes away to Europe, it just doesn't work for him. Antonio Conte, it does not work for him. Antonio Conte went away to go and play against PSV Eindhoven, and he has been battered by 6-2. So away to PSV Eindhoven, near show 6-2. It tells me that you have a lot of issues, especially over the weekend. Antonio Conte also lost to Torino, and even in the league conversation, they are slipping away. And in the Champions League also, they have had just 1 win in 3 games. They are sitting just 3 points. I mean, not good enough for Antonio Conte. Scott McTominay got the 2 goals for team and your friend Antonio Conte I mean, that regard, of course, Antonio Conte needs to do better. He needs to do better for himself and do better for Football Club Napoli. Napoli really needed Antonio Conte to firm it up and get results, firm it up, and then begin to do all and get all the results that he wanted to get. Not this kind of performances from my branch here, your friend Antonio Conte. Napoli, Arsenal were at home. Big one. In fact, in the lead up to this Arsenal versus Atletico de Madrid game, everybody asked questions. Say, was it going to be less of goals? Was it going to be a game where you're not too sure? Can Arsenal beat Atletico de Madrid? Atletico de Madrid for now me a little bit tough. And see, can Arsenal stand them? Oh, Charlie, Arsenal for is you people should forget about all of that talk. It was always going to be a straightforward game for them. They were going to beat Atletico de Madrid, and they did it. They did it, and in style, 4-0. I mean, Gabriel Martinelli set piece. Gabriel Magalhaes, set piece, of course. Gabriel Martinelli, Victor Gyokeres, 2 goals. I mean, we kept on mentioning, say, Arsenal for seem to have the perfect team for knockout football. I mean, it's a solid defense, resolute one, difficult for you to play against them. I mean, just one team penalty Arsenal for in the Champions League, and it was Paris Saint-Germain for nobody has been able to beat them at home since they came back to the Champions League, and that tells you the quality. I mean, pure quality football for Mikel Arteta and Fermine. I mean, stepping up everything that they do, getting the results when they have to get. I mean, being physical and combative. I mean, taking the game to everybody. Say, Atletico Madrid for some defense number some bar. Arsenal can be as defensive as they are. If they want to play pure football and put the ball on the ground and dictate the pace of the game, Arsenal can do same. I mean, just look at how our bench friend Bukayo Saka and all of these boys nitpicked the Atletico de Madrid team, and they did that with proper ease, and our team, my friend Arsenal, were able to do that job. So it's a good one. Also unbeaten, just like Paris Saint-Germain, Arsenal were unbeaten in the Champions League after match day 3. That is proper separation of boys from the men. And of course, on the other side, it was Jose Mourinho that had taken his side to go on and go and play against team, my friend in Newcastle. I mean, Newcastle were at home. Not a good result in recent times in English Premier League. Newcastle have been struggling. They're somewhere around the 12th, 13th, 14th position. But they didn't know that the English Premier, the Champions League is important, especially after that not so good, unlucky performance against team, your friend Football Club Barcelona at the time side. This time it was Jose Mourinho that was coming, and I've said it several times. Jose Mourinho is just not. He doesn't have it again. It is as simple as you can look at it. Jose Mourinho is just not on that level any longer. He is just not good enough. Jose Mourinho is just not good enough when it comes to the quality that he's going to bring to teams as it stands now. And that is exactly why I've asked Newcastle for the believe that they were able to do their job. And it's 3-0. First off, it came from our bench friend Anthony Gordon in the 32nd minute, and of course our bench friend Harvey Barnes 78th and 83rd minutes got a job done. But then what a throw for that goal from our bench friend Harvey Barnes. First goal from our bench here, your friend, the goalkeeper friend Nick Pope. It was a corner kick, claimed the ball, and then threw it very, very long into the path of our branch here friend Harvey Barnes, for Harvey Barnes to be able to go in there and then get the goal for team here friend Arsenal Football Club. Of course, for team here friend Newcastle United. Jose Mourinho, maybe it is time that he retires from football, because it is just not working for him. I mean, Newcastle have got an all-important 3 points after that loss against team Barcelona in that regard. It's important that Newcastle gets the results. Dortmund went away from home to go and play against team your friend Copenhagen. They did a job. They did a job easily. I mean, I said the last time that Niko Kovac in his second coming at Dortmund is doing a very good job. Very, very good job. He's not getting enough credit, maybe because in Germany, Bayern are doing way better and all of that. But Niko Kovac has been solid. He went away from home, did a job against Copenhagen. solid job against Copenhagen, and that's exactly what team my friend Dortmund have been able to do. But of course, I mean, Inter Milan and Christian Kivu, I said it in the last few days, I've been saying, I have not given Christian Kivu a lot of credits for the kind of job that he can do. I didn't give him, a lot of respect, especially given the kind of work that Simeone Inzaghi had been able to do. But it looks as if Inter are not too far off. To be very honest, I've not watched them so much this season. I need to pay attention to what are the new things that Christian Kivu's straight back brings to the fore. But then really, that is some good stuff in terms of results that he are getting. Going away from home and beating Union Saint-Gilloise by 4-0 is good. Beating Union Saint-Gilloise by 4-0. It's a very, very good one. Yes, it is not the most flamboyant, nice, beautiful thing that you can do in the game. It's not the best team to match, to judge any team. But then it's a good one from team and your friend Internazionale Milan. Of course, they beat Denzel Dumfries goal in the 41st minute. My brand your friend Lautaro Martinez in the 45th plus 1 minute. Akanklao Naglo in the 53rd minute. Esposito in the 76th minute also for team your friend Internazionale Milan. Of course, so in the Champions League, the results have been really, really firmed up. Something was in the water in the UCL today. Of course, the goals were many. Napoli lost 6-2. Paris Saint-Germain won 7-2. Barcelona won by 6-1. The results were beautiful and people took crazy advantage of it. So that is exactly what the Champions League have looked like. Saturday, Anthony Brace. Tuesday, Marcus Rashford Brace. Scott McTominay Brace. Former Manchester United team. They are balling. Of course, the man who changed Arsenal forever, Nicolas Hove, in terms of set piece there. Nicolas Hove has been brilliant. Our Arsenal set piece name. The planning, the coordination, how he puts the players into play, how he gets them to score goals. It has been very, very good. And in recent times, Chelsea Football Club are also getting it from our brand friend Bernardo Cueva in that regard. Of course, just a quick one on and Ochina games, most especially on the one that Chelsea and Enzo Maresca preparation. Chelsea had some very, very good news because our brand your friend Enzo Fernandez came back from that slight injury. Enzo Fernandez was back in terms of injury issues now affecting earlier on in the season. So Enzo Fernandez back into the conversation. Of course, Romeo Lavia was seen also in the next Chelsea training. And Enzo Maresca said a lot of things. The best news that Chelsea were able to get in there is the fact that Abrantier friend Liam Delap is back. According to Enzo Fernandez, Liam Delap is going to be back for team training very, very, very soon. Liam Delap are going to be in, and then they are going to deliver in terms of going to play the football consistently for Chelsea Football Club. Chelsea have always wanted Liam Delap. They wanted Liam Delap in terms of a centre forward option, the people that can come and do the job. And then in training, there was Enzo Fernandez, there was Marco Correa, there is Mark Guiu also, who looks like Enzo Maresca is going to be using him consistently. Tosin Adrabiayo, and then in the pre-match press conference against Ajax Amsterdam, they asked him about Gerard Hart. To be honest, I think his all-round game is top. The way I've seen him go forward in training is amazing. The way he's composed and the way he brings that aggressivity into his game is something that is great to see. They asked a brand friend of Tosin Adrabiayo about the quality of our brand friend Joao Hato whilst he's in the Chelsea team. I say, Charlie, that boy is brilliant. That boy is one of the best that you can get in the game. Now Maresca, and in the pre-match press conference, he spoke about a lot of things. I asked that DNA where they are always going to play. Whatever you do to them, I asked to press, to counter press, they win duels, they take possession over. They do those things easily. Bissan about Joao Hato say, yes, we are very happy with Jota. Since he arrived, he's trying to adapt to the conditions of English football. In the first 2-3 weeks, he struggled with the physicality and intensity, but he is getting better. He also said Hato can play at left back, centre back, and maybe in midfield as well. Of course, Maresca was asked about McGee. When he talks about centre forwards in there, say Jumana no person in the centre forwards, a branch of friend Terry George has done it several times for him, and he has not had any issues. Again, you have said Maggie has shown that he can also do that job very well. And between Maggie and Abrante friend Ty George can bring them in. He spoke about Abrante friend Liam Delap. And say he's very close to returning and hopes in the next days he will take part in the sessions also. On beside about discipline, the red cards that the players have been getting us. Oh, I mean discipline. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Players now, Ankasan Ewo maintainer rules are already taking care of discipline. So I'm not the kind of manager that punish players. I don't like to punish players. I prefer to explain. I have 4 kids. When they do something wrong, I do not punish them. I try to teach them to do the right things. I try to do this with the players too. This is the way I like to do things, he added on Bisano. Of course, he said the injuries have been a little bit difficult for him as a manager, but he's trying to make sure that at the end of the day, he gets his players to get back onto the pitch and play some very, very good football and get results for them. I mean, Chelsea are playing a big one against Amsterdam. But let us end today's broadcast. We will come back to you with some more excellent analysis over here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Until then, do take care of yourself. I'll see you, God willing, tomorrow, and there will be some more bet codes in the description of the video below. Bye-bye.